Und los! All In wird präsentiert von Salt.
But I don't wanna spend the whole my life indoors.
Hi, how are you? Hi, Frank. Nice to meet you. Hi.
Waiting on the next storm. I don't wanna spend the whole my life inside. I wanna step out and face the sunshine.
Going back in the time, when you were a kid, would you have ever imagined that you would do what you're doing right now? Was that a dream of yours, or?
Yeah, well, you see, there's a difference between imagining and expecting.
Okay.
I definitely, I remember watching the Freddie Mercury tribute concert as a kid on TV at Wembley Stadium, and that was a real kind of eye-opening moment for me. And yeah, I wanted to be in a band. I wanted to play that show, and I wanted to.
At what age was that?
Like 10 or something.
You already knew?
Yeah. Since I'd sort of discovered rock and roll when I was 10 and haven't really given a fuck about anything else since then.
I guess your parents were very happy with that attitude.
No, not really. Yeah, they're sort of just about coming around to it now, although they hate my tattoos, but anyway. They, yeah, I mean, it's I think everybody, even in the depths of my kind of independent DIY punk rock rage, age sort of 16, 17, when I sort of wanted to sort of play squat shows around the world and that kind of thing, I think there's probably still a part of me that was daydreaming about playing big shows. And so, yeah, it's cool, but like I said, that's a very different thing from actually imagining it's going to happen, and I certainly didn't think this was going to work.
But you were dreaming about it at a very young age as well.
Yeah, but in a sort of abstract kind of way.
Yeah. The interesting thing is, we read it in every article about you, that you went to a school with the Prince, Prince William. You were at the same boarding school, so you could have been the best friend of the Prince, or you could have become an astronaut, but instead you became a musician.
I don't think I would have cut it as an astronaut. And, I'm not a fan of monarchy conceptually, so I'm not sure we would have been friends.
Okay.
Although in fairness, I guess it's not his fault that he's born into what he is. But yeah, I don't believe in monarchy. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I kind of my parents brought me up to kind of to sort of I don't quite want to say follow my dreams because it sounds like a Hallmark greetings card, but just to kind of have goals and work hard towards them. And so I did. I think they were a little bit miffed because they were hoping that my goals might be a little closer to their goals. But fuck it, it is what it is.
Was there something they were precisely hoping for? I don't know. My parents always wanted that I become an engineer or a doctor. That was very clear.
I think my parents thought I might have been a lawyer or something like that. I don't know. I think they're just something kind of a bit more kind of establishment, basically, and involving less hand tattoos.
Which one do they hate the most? Do you even know?
All of them.
All of them, every single one.
Yeah.
But what about you? Which one do you love the most?
I love them all equally.
Ah, come on. There must be a favorite, isn't it? Oh my God. What does it say? Can we see it again?
It says thirsty.
Thirsty.
It's in case I'm too drunk to talk to the bartender.
Does that work?
I've never actually tried it in any meaningful way.
But that must have hurt a lot.
Yeah, it did.
Because I guess it's a very sensitive part, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very quick as well, though. It's quite weird. You also have to have 3 people working on you.
Someone holding the lip and
then with a vacuum sucking out the spit as well, like at the dentist.
Okay. What was the most painful? I never got a tattoo and I never will, but in case I do, I won't
never say
choose
never.
that.
Never say never.
I'm quite sure I will.
I'm halfway through getting my back done, and the middle of my back was an extremely unpleasant experience.
On top of the back pain you already have, you're adding the tattoo pain.
Yeah, but it's different parts of the back. Going over the vertebrae with a tattoo gun's not nice.
That sounds horrible. I always ask the people who get tattoos, why do you want to do that permanently? Why is it so important to, change your body permanently?
Well, I think that's the thing, though. That's kind of what I like about it. To me, if I had to be so bold as to define what punk rock means, it means the ability to define yourself, the ability to say fuck whatever anybody else thinks I'm supposed to be, I'm going to be the person I choose to be.
So you already spent some thoughts on it. How would you define yourself?
Well, I mean, I wanted to be a musician, and my start in life, my upbringing was supposed to make me something else, and I decided against. And it's not, and I don't mean to make any of it sound easy, because it's not easy to become the thing you want to be, but you can do it. You can work for it. And it's a small part of it, but tattoos are part of that in a way, because it's like I'm going to choose what I look like.
Okay.
And I don't give two shits about what anybody else thinks about it.
So if you define yourself over your job, being a musician, do you think if you ever start playing concerts that some of your identity will get lost?
That's an interesting question, which slightly kind of keeps me awake at night. I don't know, maybe. I mean, another way of putting it is like an old friend of mine once pointed out that the only time he's ever really seen me kind of look comfortable was on stage. Mm-hmm. And that's certainly how I feel. I feel kind of at peace when I'm playing a show in a way that I never do anywhere else.
Some people say that they become some kind of other person when they're doing music, especially on stage. Do you feel like you're yourself on stage, or a different version of
No,
you?
I feel like I'm myself. I feel like I'm dislocated all the rest of the time.
Dislocated all of the other time?
Yeah.
Okay. What does that mean? Like
That I'm not entirely sure what I'm doing. Yeah.
So music gives the structure as well in your life?
Structure and purpose and fulfillment and everything. Like I said, I'm sure I'm quite a boring person. All I really give a fuck about is music. Fuck everything else.
Obviously, fuck is your favorite word, isn't it?
Is it? I use it too much, I know.
You use it here quite often now. It's not
Was
a
I
bad
supposed
thing.
to not swear?
It fits. No, you are. It's okay. It's absolutely okay. What was the other thing I wanted to ask you? Oh yeah, we were talking about your school time. So how would you describe yourself as a kid? How were you? I read that you were a nerd. Is that true?
Yeah, I was a scholarship kid. That's why I was at that school. Mm-hmm. I passed an exam when I was 12 years old to get free schooling with the rich kids kind of thing. I mean, not that I was from a kind of destitute, poor family in any stretch of the imagination, but it was a very fortunate thing. But yeah, I studied a lot. And then I discovered music and I listened to music a lot.
Okay, so you did your homework all the time?
Yeah, I would do more than I was required of me.
Okay.
I was a geek.
You did extra work as well?
Well, maybe not for like maths. I'm not very good at maths, but like history is my favorite thing.
That's what you studied afterwards as
Yeah.
well? Okay. And you went to a boarding school, right? Was this something you enjoyed, being around other kids all the time, or did you miss home as well as a kid?
No, I hated it.
You hated it?
I hated it. Well, initially I hated it, and it made me feel very rejected by my family. You know,
Did you feel like unwanted, maybe?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I sort of hesitate to say go too far down that road because, I understand rather better now that I'm older that my parents were doing what they thought was best for me and all the rest of it. But at the time it pissed me off, and I hated pretty much everyone I went to school with because they were little fuckers.
Because they were all rich kids, or why was it?
Yeah, basically. But I don't know, it's funny, like looking back at it now, I think that boarding school was quite good training for it made me quite self-reliant.
In sense of, I didn't...
Oh, just as in, I had to pack up my life every 3 weeks and move, and there was no permanence.
Was that maybe the reason why you feel comfortable moving?
Yeah,
packing your stuff?
That's kind of what I'm saying, yeah.
So
it was good training.
That was already the basis for your future or current life now. So do you see yourself in future still touring and doing music, or do you have other plans as well? I don't know.
No, I think music's going to be part of my life, probably the biggest part of my life for good. I can't really picture myself losing that. But I don't know, part of me is, particularly this week, I've got fantasies about, just kind of moving to Paris for a year. And
Paris?
Throwing my phone down a well and changing my name and shaving my beard off.
Okay, what's your French name then? Pierre.
Francoise. It's a giveaway. I just want to... Maybe, although I don't know. We'll see. I've got 2 years of tour to go before that's a possibility.
So for 2 years you can't go to France, but afterwards you're
Well, I'm going
thinking
to go to
of
France, but just on tour.
yeah, I mean for living there undercover as Francoise.
This is all suddenly sounding rather more secret agent than it was supposed to.
But is that a dream you have because you just want to have a time out, or?
Yeah, just to kind of get away from me for a bit. That would be nice.
Why?
Doesn't everybody think that?
To get away from oneself?
Yeah.
I think I like myself.
Oh, okay.
For now, I don't know.
Maybe it's just me then.
But why? Because of the lifestyle, or?
Because of everything. This conversation is heading into quite serious psychological territory now. Just because of everything. I know.
That's interesting. Well, I wish I was a better psychologist right now to ask you a very interesting question. But
my best friend once said to me that I was a psychiatrist's like career case in making if I ever decided to actually talk to anybody.
so you're good in digging deep.
No, as in burying things. I'm English. We don't talk about our feelings.
You don't.
No.
Why don't men talk obviously about their feelings? Why is it so hard for men? Now it's a cliche again, I know, but
I don't know. Like, I mean, yeah, I don't know.
is it not cool? Is it not manly if you do so?
No, it's not about that. And I mean, actually, well, it's funny you should say that because I'm sort of I'm actually involved in a bunch of campaigns right now to try and get rid of the stigma of talking about mental health issues for men and talking about it, which I think is important. No, it's just, I don't know. I don't consider my inner workings all that interesting to other people.
It is interesting. Otherwise, we wouldn't do a half an hour interview right now with you.
Okay, well, touche.
Thank you very much for the conversation. We're already at the end, and next time we'll have another appointment, and it will cost $150 or something.
Yeah, cool.
I'm just kidding. Hey, thank you very much.
Cheers, thank you.
Have a good gig, and enjoy your Coke.
Yes, I will.
It's Coke.
It's Coke. Have a beer afterwards.
And I still believe that everyone can find a song for every time they've lost and every time they've won. So just remember, folks, we're not just saving lives, we're saving souls and we're having fun.
Und los! All In wird präsentiert von Salt.
But I don't want to spend the whole my life indoors.
Hi, how are you? Hi, Frank. Nice to meet you. Hi.
Waiting on the next storm. I don't want to spend the whole my life inside.
Mercury tribute concert as a kid on TV at Wembley Stadium, and that was a real kind of eye-opening moment for me. And yeah, you know, I wanted to be in a band. I wanted to play that show, and I wanted to.
At what age was that?
Like 10 or something.
You already knew.
Yeah. Since like I'd sort of discovered rock and roll when I was 10 and haven't really given a fuck about anything else since then. To play squat shows around the world and that kind of thing. I think there's probably still a part of me that was daydreaming about playing big shows. And so yeah, it's cool. But like I said, that's a very different thing from actually imagining it's going to happen. And I certainly didn't think this was going to work.
But you were dreaming about it at a very young age as well.
Yeah, but in a sort of abstract kind of way.
Yeah. The interesting thing is we read it in every article about you that you went. I guess your parents were very happy with that attitude.
No, not really. Yeah, they're sort of just about coming around to it now, although they hate my tattoos. But anyway, they yeah, I mean, you know, it's. I think everybody, even in the depths of my kind of independent DIY punk rock rage, age sort of 16, 17, you know, when I sort of wanted to.
I want to step out and face the sunshine.
Going back in the time, when you were a kid, would you have ever imagined that you would do what you're doing right now? Was that a dream of yours, or?
Yeah, well, you see, there's a difference between imagining and expecting.
Okay.
I definitely, yeah, I remember watching the Freddie